way things are. Hey, Mr. Religion, maybe you're too quick to judge my sins, but you still haven't asked me how I made the mess I'm in. Don't you know that people are the same wherever you go? And can't you see they're a lot like you and a lot like me? And it's only love that changes hearts and changes minds. So please, Mr. Religion, don't let them leave you.
All right, here we go. One man in a world. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? And welcome to another brand new and exciting edition of Against the Flow, the podcast. I'm Jordan, and I'm very excited because we have with us today a very special guest. What can I say about this guy? Once upon a time, not too long ago, kind of long ago, but
Kind of long ago.
his music is being played when we were still on the FM airwaves. And this guy's a singer, songwriter. He is with the Paul Colman Trio, the Newsboys. He has his solo. He's everywhere. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Paul Colman.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Jordan.
How you doing?
I'm actually doing really good, man. I'm really I'm sad that I'm going to be leaving the Philippines.
I'm sad that we just met.
Yeah, there's something. I've sung on 6 continents. Still waiting for the invite from Antarctica. Antarctica, if you're listening, I want to do the Rock the Penguins tour. Okay, but I've been in a lot of places, and you know, I guess it's like what you should say when you go somewhere is these are the most beautiful people in the world. You should say that. But I God be my judge, I think the Filipino people have something very, very, very special. They're very, very beautiful people. And so I can't believe it's been 28 years since I've been here.
And what were you doing here the first time?
Well, I have a friend. He's the reason why I'm here both times. His name's John Wally. And he was a guy I knew from, my dad was a pastor. And John's family was in the church with, and I remember him. And then he married a lovely girl called Mia from the Philippines. He saw the light. And now he became a teacher at Brent School. And so the first time I came out, it was when the campus is gone now. I don't even know the name of it. And he said, "You want to come out here?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "I got no money." I said, "I don't care." So I just flew out here, and I was here for 2 weeks. And I sang at Brent School. I sang at Faith Academy. I sang at the Hard Rock Cafe in Makati. I was at the radio station in this building in the basement, I think. Mm-hmm. I sang in the streets. I sang in I don't know where else I sang, in schools. And
wow, I didn't catch you when you were here.
Well, you were probably about 2 years old. But, you know, just being back here, it just reminded me there's just something very beautiful about the people here. They have a joy and a kindness. Like the driving, for example, right? It's pretty chaotic. And yet, everyone's still kind. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like graceful chaos. Whereas, you know, in other
parts... Sounds like an album.
It does. It sounds like my life. My life is an album called Graceful Chaos. So I just, you know, there's just something about the people here. And I just, oh man, I can't make it 28 years. So okay. I'll come back as soon as you'll have me.
And, you know, we just met the other day and I said, is this the same Paul Colman that I know? When I saw his poster, he's going to be performing tonight at this youth event and I've spoken at. And I'm like, I wonder if it is. And then I get a confirmation from our friend Brooks that, yes, it's you. And I'm like, well, why don't you go ahead and bring him right over here? Because we got things to talk about. Stuff like you talked about how beautiful the Philippines is and the people. But you just got out of jail. You just got out of jail right now.
You know what was amazing? We went down to the jail. And I've sung at a number of jails in my life, in different parts of the world.
So just for the record, he didn't go in like
No.
There's some vloggers who just got out of jail because they were doing some pretty bad things. In the
really?
He's not one of them.
I wasn't
He visited and then...
Well, what was amazing was that it was just this fence, like the fence in a tennis court, a little bit more reinforced. And there was all these guys in there. They really were in there for drug possession, or it wasn't like... major crimes. And so the pastor that took us in there, he said, come on, talk to them. And so I didn't know what I was going to say, but I ended up saying, so I noticed that half of you, because there's a whiteboard outside saying what everyone's in for. Mm-hmm. And I said, so a lot of you are here for drugs. Half of you are here for drugs. I said, so everybody has drugs. Everybody medicates. The very worst drug is religion. Mm. And when I say religion, I mean when God leaves the building and nobody notices.
Yeah.
I don't mean God being religion. I mean when you're religious and it's got nothing to do with God.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? But I said, so I've been addicted to food. So people, as if you look at me, I'm like 70 pounds heavier than I want to be because I've been comfort eating. And I said to them, half of you are in here because you have tried to control your sadness with drugs. But I've tried to control mine with eating. But mine's just not an illegal substance. But we are no different at all. So my encouragement to you is what my encouragement is to me, which is why I'm drinking water and green tea at the moment, and why I'm eating beautiful vegetables and mango in the Philippines. I've never liked mango, but mango Philippines.
Oh, it's different here, yes.
Anyway, and I've been trying to eat lean fish and stuff is because...
I got you chicken for lunch.
Is
that right?
My guy. So what I was saying to them was, I have used food like a drug. I've used food to comfort myself instead of going to God, who is the ultimate comfort. So I said to them, you're there, I'm here, but we're brothers and God is our Father. And so when you leave here, run to him with your sadness. And when I walk out of here, I'm going to run to him with my sadness. But really, we're really no different in that sense. And I didn't think of that before, so I hope it was God giving me the inspiration, but that's how I truly felt. And then the microphone was feeding back. It sounded like a Jimi Hendrix song. It was kind of cool, pretty rock and roll.
Jailhouse rock.
No, I didn't. I thought that would be patronizing, so I sang Down Under by Men at Work.
Okay. So, yeah, I was going to ask you, what songs did you sing?
That's the only song I sang.
That's the only song you sang?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And is that the song you always sing when you go to jails?
Sometimes. For me, God made music. He made rhythm and melody, right? Mm-hmm. And just because the words don't say anything about him, it's the same as the sunset. It doesn't say made by Jesus. And yet, God made music. The devil never made anything.
Yeah.
Right? So when inspiration comes through someone, it kind of picks up whatever's in there. They're made in the image of God, so some God's going to come through. But they also have their sadness and the things they've not surrendered. That comes through as well. But inspiration and music comes from God. So I can go from a Down Under to a gospel song. And to me, it's worship. Because I'm worshiping God. Now, I'm not saying if a song is saying it's about sex, I'm not going to sing that because that detracts from what I'm trying to say. But just a song, like we are family, or I come from a land down under. To me, it's like a celebration song.
Yeah.
And so I think there is life in that. So I just thought I'll sing a song that they know, and then I'll try to say something honest, not preaching, but confession, encourage them hopefully. So who knows, man? Who knows?
You learn any Tagalog words?
Not yet. I didn't realize till late in life that I have some pretty strong learning disabilities. I have some dyslexia. I had my brain mapped by a neuropsychologist, and all of the energy is on the right side, creativity. And so once I've booked an airline flight and read a GPS, I'm almost maxed out on this side. So learning a language is very, very difficult for me.
I need to take note of that and use that whenever.
Is it a good excuse?
When my wife gets mad at me, I could say that. I could totally use that. Okay. Well,
I don't have a wife, so I can just keep using the excuse, but I'd be careful with that one.
Okay. So, so you're not.
I don't have any relationship
married.
advice. No.
Okay.
No, I was in my marriage. There was nothing that was contestable. It was irreconcilable differences. But I don't blame my wife for divorcing me. I would have divorced me a lot earlier. I just was a tough person. I just didn't realize I was like this. I got beaten up and bullied when I was a kid, and I didn't realize that I just hated myself and that I was so full of shame. And when you can't love yourself, it's very difficult to love somebody else. And I think she gave up thinking I could change, and I don't blame her at all. She's a good person. She's a good mom. I care about her. But I was very broken. And so after that happened, I went to therapy. And therapy for me was like a dimmer switch. God used it like a dimmer switch going on in a very dark room. And I started to learn the names of things that had caused me trouble. And so I always tell people I'm trending in the right direction. I say I'm like a frozen piece of chicken in God's microwave, and I'm starting to get juicy.
Okay.
That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel, I'm starting to thaw out.
But you have two daughters, you showed me.
Two daughters, yep.
And how old are they now?
23 and 21.
Beautiful. We're both daddy daughters. And so we share a bond over here. We share a lot of things, really. Like we both love road tripping, like driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's why if there's one thing you wouldn't like about our country, it's probably the country, but still you found some beauty in that chaos. Have you tried balut?
What's that?
Oh.
Well, maybe I have, but I might not know the name. What is it?
It's a fetile duck egg.
I'd give it a shot.
Oh, okay. If I come over tonight.
I'll do it on stage.
Yes, I am the Balut Club president founder.
I'll do it.
And guess who's on my list of club members? People like Switchfoot, John Foreman.
John Foreman?
When they came over
He's
here.
a good man.
I pitched it to him because when I was their tour guide
He's a
in
good man.
2007 or 2008.
I'm going to take a picture of him and send it to John Foreman right now.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, you tell him. He knows me. I totally... Okay, Jerome is a Filipino.
Oh, yeah, of course he is.
So my friend back then was the concert organizer.
Oh, really?
And she said, Jordan, can you take care of the band? You guys got a coaster? And I said, the seminary has. And I said, can I come with the coaster? And I went with the coaster. And so I was with them. I was the roadie and then turned into their bouncer and tour guide. So I took them to Manila.
Did you take him surfing?
Not that time. They've been back 3 times ever since.
Yeah, I'll just send it to
got
him.
to see him.
I just texted him a picture.
So, and then I overhear them on the bus because I'm right there. But Jerome's like, yeah, I'll get you balut later. And he's like, yeah, you're going to take it back to the hotel. And I'm like, wait a minute. Don't do it at the hotel. Do it on stage.
Yeah, 100%.
And then he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, think about it. You're going to be the first foreign rock act to do this on stage.
So I'm not the first anymore. Can I be the first Australian?
Probably, yes.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
So
I'll tell you something funny about Switchfoot. I played with them many times, and I love those guys. But one of the funniest, I watched them side stage many years ago, and I went up to John and I said, John, thank you. He said, what for? And I said, I can now give up because I'm never, ever going to do what I've been trying to do better than that. And so I've realized that that's not my best thing. Even though I've been trying to do what you're doing, it's not my best thing. I got something else that's my best thing. But thank you for being so amazing that it helped me realize that that's not where I want to go because I'm never going to do better than that. I love them. And that you've traveled with those guys. They are the best guys.
Oh, they're so
They
nice.
are true.
They're very humble.
They are true followers of Jesus. They are true people. I love those guys, man.
Yeah, John, he's really cool, man. I mean, like I said.
Chad is kind of my guy. Chad's my guy.
Okay.
I love them all.
I got close to Drew when he was still with them as well.
Yeah,
And then,
Drew's a great guy too.
So when they were here, they totally ate balut on stage, right? They called me up. I had to check. I had to go back and say, "You sure you want to do this?" And they're like, "Yes, go get it." So I went out.
Did they all do it on stage?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'll show you the YouTube.
Please.
There's a lot of uploads of it. But man, Paul, you're such a fun guy. You've done a lot of things. You've done Soul Career. You've done a trio. A trio that's named after you. And then you got a time with the Newsboys. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the order?
Solo, trio, solo, Newsboys, solo.
Okay, so there you have it. So Paul, yeah, you've done the solo. You've done the trio. Have you done a duet? Have you done the band thing? You've done it all.
My first album was called The Band Thing because I couldn't think of a title.
There you go. You know what's a cool name? Free Food.
Free Food is a good name. Yeah.
You always have people come.
You always come, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Switchfoot together with free food.
There's a band in Boston. They're a heavy metal band, so it's not the style of music that I like, but the drummer is a good guy. And their name is All Sinners.
All Sinners.
And he walks up to the stage and he goes, "Good evening, we're all sinners." And I'm like, that is so smart.
Another one, I thought you were going to say Free Beer. There's a band called Free Beer.
A band called Free Beer. Dear Mr. Religion, seems times are not so good. You say people ain't doing things that they know they should. Well, Mr. Religion, people say you've had your go, and they're not believers, at least not in the God you show. Hey, Mr. Religion, you sing Amazing Grace, so please will you tell me, what's that patronizing look upon your face? Do you love the sinner, though you may not love the sin? Are you part of the problem and the mess we're in? 'Cause don't you know, people are the same wherever you go. Can't you see, they're a lot like you and a lot like me. And it's only love that changes hearts and changes minds. So please, Mr. Religion, don't let them leave you behind. Hey, Mr. Religion, could you raise the limbo bar? 'Cause I can't get under it. Oh no, no, not the way things are. Hey, Mr. Religion, maybe you're too quick to judge my sins, but you still haven't asked me how I made the mess I'm in. Don't you know, people are the same wherever you go. And can't you see, they're a lot like you and a lot like me. And it's only love that changes hearts and changes minds. So please, Mr. Religion, don't let them leave you. Don't let them leave you. Don't you know, people are the same wherever you go. And can't you see, they're a lot like you and a lot like me. And it's only love, only God's love that changes hearts and changes minds, changes hearts and changes minds, changes hearts and changes minds. So please, Mr. Religion, don't let them leave you behind. No, 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 seems you're already such a long, long way behind.
Anyways, so Paul, you've been doing all that, and the thing is, you came to our country undetected. Like, I'm so happy that I have connections, and
Yeah.
I could have missed you, and I'm glad I didn't, but I'm glad that it's just right here in Cainta where you're going to perform later, so I'm able to have you right now. But not too long ago, there was some big names who come in, and they're packing the arenas. And I wanted to ask you about this because there's some controversy right now in the Philippines
Really?
about worship concerts that are what, $10, $12 to get in for the general admission.
Is that US?
Yeah,
So how much is that in pesos?
and 600 pesos, something
Is that a
like
lot of
that.
money for people?
Well, they're comparing it to when Passion went into town not too long ago, and it was like 200 pesos, 300 pesos, which is like $5. But so the whole buzz on the internet right now is talking about, the industry, the worship. Is it ministry? Is it industry? When it's too much? When it's too greedy? And so I wanted to know your take on that. I mean, like, is there overcharging happening? I mean, I don't see it. I know it is for sure in the U.S. I mean, I've been to some concerts there. I can't believe T-shirts go for $30. I mean, a tank top
and 50.
and 50,
45, yeah.
Yes, and I compared it with like the shirts that we have here. I mean, I would pay 50 if it lasted 50 years, no problem.
Yeah.
But if it's not as, anyways, what do you think? Is there a proper price tag, do you think? Like, if it's going to be you're going to have a free concert later. You could have charged like some bucks for that or somebody, but.
No bucks. I don't really have a comment. It's problematic because everyone has to pay their bills, right? So you've got a lighting guy. The bigger it gets, the more people you have depending on it. So when you travel over with, I don't know how many people, I just came by myself and I was paid by a school to be here. So this last 2 days is like extra.
Oh, thank you to that school, by the way.
Brent School.
Yeah.
So this is extra for me. But it's difficult because, it's a business. A church is a business in a lot of ways too. It has money coming in and out. It's not designed to be a business, but it acts as one, right? It has a tax exemption, right? And so it's tough because, some of these US bands, like they pay their guys well. And so you might have a lighting guy that gets paid 500 US a show. So how much is that in pesos? 500. How much is that? How much is it?
$500?
Yeah.
Would be like
1,500?
20K, 25K.
Right, 25. So that's a show. That guy gets paid, right? And then you have the band, and then you have the merchandise guy, and then you have a road manager, then you have a front of house guy, then you have a monitor guy, and then you have, you add all that up in flights. And then you think about that guy has to pay his bills. He's got a mortgage on a house. So I understand from that side, but I also understand from the other side that it's like, well, that's a lot of money. I think the trouble comes when we think about the term worship music, which I'm not right about this. I'm not saying I'm right, but just about every follower of Jesus I've ever met believes what it says in the scriptures, that our life is an act of worship. It says, present yourselves as a living sacrifice. This is your act of spiritual worship. So in other words, most followers of Jesus would say, my whole life is worship. The way I drive is worship. The way I resolve conflict is worship. The way I respect my parents is conflict. The way I love my enemies is worship. The way I park my car is worship. The way I return my shopping trolley is worship.
You gave us a quick seminar in worship when you first arrived, and I was going to ask you to share a little bit.
I don't even remember what I said because that was back then.
But is there anything that,
but we all
that
believe
is in
that,
worship?
right? We all believe that, but we don't talk like we believe. And so one thing my therapist helped me realize is that my self-hatred, the talk, my brain hears my talk. So if I keep saying, you idiot, you idiot, you idiot, at the same time as I'm trying to go, God loves me, there's a problem. Now, it's okay to say, God loves me, I just made a mistake, I need to deal with that. That's different. But calling myself an idiot, it says to not do that in the Bible. It says not to call someone else an idiot. So if we understand that worship is our whole life, and yet we say, oh, we're going to have a time of worship, these things don't line up. So which one is it? So I think we need to talk like we believe. And then people say, oh, it's just words. And I'm like, no, it's not just words. Because if you say to your wife, trust me, she'll remember what you were wearing when you said it, where you were, the temperature outside, where the kids were, what was on the food, because words are powerful. So I think part of the problem is that in the last 20, 25 years, what we refer to as worship music, which to break that down, it really means congregational music that is vertical with God. It's like, God, you are great. God, you are amazing. It's affirming who God is and praising God, right? I understand that. So part of the problem is when we have someone who is presenting that kind of music and then it costs $700, people go, hang on a minute. They might pay that to see Bruno Mars because he's not saying anything. I'm an entertainer. You pay the price. You get, pyro and you get a big screens and you're going to pay that. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that I can understand from that side why people might think that.
Yeah.
But I think part of the problem is that that is not just worship music. I mean, God made music, and I don't write those kind of songs, but I consider my music worshiping God. But I try to write songs about people who don't know who they are. But then again, I don't have a problem with someone who writes songs. If that's what God put on their heart, I'm going to write a song and I want people to sing it because then someone hears it and they go, that's right. God is good. God loves me. So it's very important. But I think it's become the only kind of music in Christian music. And if you don't write that, you're kind of not getting any gigs. So when I was in Europe a couple of years ago, this guy in Scotland said, if you'd only put the word worship on this, we could have sold this out. And I was like, I didn't know what to think. So I have no problem with any of that. But to me, it's like this. We have a lot of palette of lyrics, and palette is like food. We have a smorgasbord of food. We have protein, we have vegetables. So worship music, or what people call worship music, vertical music, congregational music, it's one type of food, but it feels like that's the only food that's acceptable now. And if you don't sing that, if you don't eat that kind of food, no one comes to your restaurant. And I have no problem with that. But there are other foods that are helpful. And so I don't really have anything to say about it because, trust me, I understand what it's like to be in a band that has a high overhead, a lot of things. But I also understand in countries where the economy is not as big as their country, why that can seem a problem. And then I can also understand why, if they're going, well, we're just going here to praise God, so why am I paying for this? So my advice would be this: don't invite them. Do it yourself. If we're praising God, who cares if they're from America or Philippines? Why do we have to have a Christian rock stars? If we're just praising God, why do we have to have them come and do it? Why don't you do it?
Yeah.
And do it for free or charge, $300 and then you don't have to fly anyone over. Let them do it in their country. What's wrong with you guys doing it? Filipino people can sing better than anyone I know. And your hearts are so full of praise for God. So why do you need other people anyway? It's because we think, if they sing it, it's going to be more special. And I'm like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. So maybe the whole rock star Christian thing, maybe, I don't know. But then again, I've been a part of it too. So it's like, I need to point the finger this way, but I don't know. I don't really have any answers to anything. I have probably more questions than anything.
Well, I like to ask you because, like I said, you came here.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's not, you could have been like other Christian artists out there, like a big overhead, and would not do what you did today, go to jail to visit and do all of that. I know of some foreigners who come here in the country looking for shopping.
Well, the only reason would be,
that.
to me, it's not them that's the problem. Their hearts are good. There is no one in Christian music that I don't really know. And they're all solid people who follow Jesus. But I think sometimes the thinking that we're taught is the problem, not the people. So people are taught that their music is their ministry. They didn't get told that their life is their ministry.
Okay.
So they think they came here to play music. They didn't. They came here to love God and love others, and music is the easiest part of that.
Yeah, it's part of it, but it's not all of it.
No, but it's the thinking that I think is the problem. It's not the people. The people are great. So, and the other thing too is most musicians are introverts. So, introverts are my heroes, by the way. I think the thing is, unfortunately, growing up in church culture, I think that introverts are given like the B grade personality. If you really could talk about God better, everything would be so better, but you're such an introvert. So maybe you can learn from us and do this course. I don't like that. So a lot of musicians are very shy and they're introverts, and they really feel that the music is their voice. And so when they're done with that, spending a lot of time with people or walking around the streets like me, it drains them where they can't even function because that's their personality type.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert. Being with people energizes me. So I do understand why a lot of them are like, you know what, I can't take too much of that. I'm doing that and then I'm going shopping. And it might, from the outside, it might seem like they're just being jerks. But they're not. They're just more quiet people. But I also think the thinking is when you're at an arena, what I got told was the security guy over there, the chef over there, the runner, the person driving you around, these are just as important for me as the crowd. Matter of fact, that's the easy part. And so I was told that. But you know what? They have other things to teach me that I don't know. But I don't want to make it sound like, well, I'm a real Christian because I went and sang out of jail, and they're not because they went shopping. I don't really think that's true. But I can understand how it might seem that way, but I don't necessarily think that's true. But I like going there. I would much rather go do the small show tonight than play at the arena. Because to me, the bigger something gets, the less powerful it is. Smaller is better. To me. If you really want influence, smaller is better. But obviously, bigger looks better.
Yeah.
And you do hit a lot of people. But you can't spend time like this. So when you're in a band that is a big band, people love what they can't have. So if you overexpose yourself, you lose the, oh, there he is. Look, there's the guy. I got a picture with him. Oh, there he is. If you just stand in the lobby, when people are coming in, they get used to you. And then it's like, well, so what? He's just like me. So the illusion of fame, the illusion of notoriety, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a Christian musician, or whether you're Marilyn Manson, right? That's the same thing. People love what they can't have. So you don't go out. You have a special thing, VIP. Oh, you get a VIP. You pay an extra $50. You can now listen to me talk about my songs. That was the way it works, and that works everywhere. So I just don't like that. Okay, and also I don't have the commercial success where anyone would care to pay for a VIP. Okay. So maybe I don't know. It's complicated. It's very complicated.
I wanted to ask you because you've been there and you've seen both sides of the fences.
Listen to this. This is a song I just wrote. Oh, nice. John gave it a heart. It's a song called "I Don't Get It." I haven't released it, but the bridge of the song says, "And the saints they gather and groove. They beg for revival and ask you to move. And outside the streets are on fire, but safe in your house, they're on fire for you. And they tell you just who you are." And it sounds like the guy from U2's on guitar. The people are swaying and swinging. We're not great at love, but we're good at the singing. And the leaders are rock stars with big homes and fast cars. I don't get it.
Wow. Are you going to sing that later?
I don't think I know how to play it. I did the demo and then I haven't released it. But I'm not trying to be critical, but I'm trying to say I don't really understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Not they're wrong, but more like I don't really understand. I don't get it.
So last year, Jeremy Camp was here. And I asked him a question. And it was the time he was here, he played at a big church. And he's a real cool guy.
He's a very cool guy.
And I feel like he's legit and genuine.
He is a good man.
So I asked him a question about the Christian fame and celebrity status because not too long ago, unfortunately, somebody was exposed from a band that you were associated with. So can I get your take on that? Like, I asked Jeremy, how do you take care of yourself so that you don't go that way? Or how can you tell your people who are listening to you that this is not how we all are? Like, so he told us some pretty cool stuff of how he takes care of himself when he's out on tours and stuff like that. Stuff like accountability, partner.
I'm not cute like him, so there's no women throwing themselves at me. I was reading about King David. He had flaws, but we still sing the Psalms. Should we cancel him?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Should we cancel him?
Probably not. I mean,
He committed murder and adultery. And yet you go to a Chris Tomlin show and you can see his words up there. It still says words and music by Chris Tomlin, but it's out of copyright. But what I'm saying is like, should we cancel King David? What do you think?
We haven't.
No, right. So I think everybody has their mistakes. Everybody has their flaws. And we all have it. Everybody does. And put it this way, every single person in the Newsboys, from Michael Tate right down to the lighting guys, are people that have been so good to me and such good friends and have loved me and cared for me. And so I feel I love Michael Tate. I'm friends with him. I talk to him all the time. I'm also friends with Peter Furler. I'm friends with Phil Joel. I'm friends with all the guys in the band. I'm friend with Adam, who joined. I'm friends with management. I'm friends with the guys who worked in the front of house. I'm friends with them all. And I realize that for all of them right now, it's a very, very tough time. And Michael is very sorry, and he realizes he's got issues. I'm sorry for the victims. I'm sorry for everybody. But I'm also sorry about the people in my life that I've hurt. I've hurt people too. And we put certain sins above others. So I'm sad whenever 2 days ago when I was driving from Baguio to Subic.
You drove here?
Yeah. The day before, well, someone drove me, but I usually drive. But this time I had a driver and I felt like a king, but it was awkward, but I loved it. In the back seat with my feet up. This is right. I'm living right now. So sipping a latte. So when I was driving back, but the day before when I was at Brent School, it was very hot and I did a lunchtime concert. And during the concert, I lost my breath and I really couldn't breathe. And so when I got off the stage, I went into the office and I lay on the ground and they came in and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm okay, but I lost my breath." And I thought it was asthma. But when the doctor came in, they said, "It's your heart." And I was like, oh dear, am I going to die in the Philippines? Better than some places to die. But I thought, I don't know. People have died at 58 for heart attacks, right? I'm out of shape. I haven't looked after myself. My body's working very, very hard, right? I haven't been eating well. I've had a lot of chances to fix this. So when I went up, we were going to a jail that day. We canceled it. So when I went up to Baguio, on the way back, I really was sitting in the back seat. And I was crying. I was making my peace with God, because I was saying, God, I have run ahead of you. I have disobeyed you in my life. I've hurt people. I did not love my wife well. I have not loved other people well. I have been rude. I've been arrogant. I have been proud. I have allowed shame in my life. I have been aggressive. I have said I love you to one person, I hate you to the next. And I just sat there and I said, Lord, I'd like to live longer. Please preserve my life. I ask that you would preserve my life. But if not, right now, right here in the back seat, I want to get right with you. And I want you to know that I'm thankful to you. I believe you are the way, the truth, and the life, that no one comes to God but through you. I believe that when you died, you took all of the horrible things that I've done on yourself. And that because of that, if I accept that, your grace covers all of my bad stuff. I prayed that in the back seat and I was weeping. I was thinking about my kids. I was thinking about never seeing them again. I was thinking about not seeing my mum. I was thinking, I don't know what's happening with my body. I don't know. And so when I think about other people, I'm more thinking about my own stuff, And so...
Are you okay now? I mean, did you get checked?
I went and had an ECG, and the person that did it said, I can't give you the results today. I think I probably have an email in my pocket. Mm-hmm. But she said if it was really bad, I would have called the doctor. So literally the next day, I got up and I had 3 boiled eggs, mixed vegetables, and green tea. I just had green tea here before. Mm-hmm. I'm a coffee guy, bro.
Oh, we are.
So, but I'm not doing alcohol. I'm not doing caffeine. I need to look after myself. I need to worship God with the way I eat. I need to focus on it. So when I think about Newsboy situation or any situation, it hurts me for everybody. Mm-hmm. I love them all. But in the end, God uses imperfect people.
Yeah.
And I'm not making an excuse. And I'm also saying that there are people who are victims that are very hurt. And I understand that. My heart is with them too. But I'm also the guy, I have to go with who's in my life. I don't know any of them, but I know Michael and I know those guys. And so I send them messages and I say, how are you doing today, brother? I love you. I love you. How are you doing? So that's me. I'm just that guy that I don't care who it is. I like to stay in there, in the middle of it all. But people are going to fall. Like Philip Yancey. Do you see that online?
Oh, man.
Right? Does that mean God's not speaking through his books? Does that mean we throw his books out?
Are we not going to read the books? I mean, the thing is, just like with Joshua Harris, like what happened to him. He wrote a book called
Oh,
I
yeah,
Kissed
yeah,
Dating
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I was discussing with some people how, well, do we cancel what he wrote about waiting? And I'm like, no, because he got that from the scripture. That's and the same thing with Yancey and even the songs that they come out.
And a lot of times, if you go back 20 years with people,
we're just people that God channeled them through. And so why do we cancel the music or the songs?
And part of it's our fault for putting people on pedestals. Nurses, teachers, these are the people on pedestals. Yesterday on my Facebook, I put a picture, a video of a guy in China, and what he does his whole time, he retired. Every day he goes to the highest bridge in China.
Is that Angel Nanjing?
Yeah. And he 450 people is, and I said, with respect to singers and musicians and artists and movie stars, let's enjoy what they do. But we've got the wrong heroes. So we create a culture in Christian music where these are the heroes. That guy can sing well, so now he's a spokesperson for God more than me. You know what we need to do? Let's bring those guys to the Philippines, because if we have them come, God will really speak.
God will move.
It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know the people that buy fan magazines are not rich and famous people? It's us. We're the ones propping up the whole thing. But we love to see them fall, don't we? Oh, we love it because we go, I'm not like that. Let's cancel that guy. Right. Now, I'm not saying, if someone is in charge of the money and we suddenly realize they're guilty of fraud, we probably don't put them in charge of the money again.
Yeah.
Right? So we move them over here and say, listen, we love you. You're here, but we need to go back into your story and realize what the problem is, because somewhere along the line, you stole a pencil and then you stole this and you stole that. And so we can't have you in charge of the money anymore, but we love you. But you need to come back and work on your character. So we need to move you away from there, and we need to start to work on your character. But 20 years ago, where was the people telling him he needs to work on his character? No, we put him in charge because he's good at writing out numbers. We didn't check him out.
Yeah, so sometimes...
I think our character, people, we put gifts up here. Oh, the gifts. I did that. That's my story. I ran ahead with my gift, and yet people like my wife and my band, the guys in the trio, they found out backstage Paul is not like onstage Paul.
Yeah.
Backstage Paul is a broken little boy who has tantrums, who likes to manipulate people, and who really doesn't trust God. They found out, right? So I was that hypocrite too. I'm in recovery from being that. So I don't know, man. It's complicated, and I'm not saying that we should not change people's positions, but boy, if we're going to cancel those guys, we better not sing the Psalms of David. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's many things it's just really hard, because on one end, we really want our Christian heroes to be this flawless person, but we all know that, God
we put them there.
Flawed people.
We put them there.
Yeah. So what I also want to give an encouragement, I gave out a rant after the Newsboys thing, and I said something like, for the famous people, you're not going to get away with it nowadays. I mean, put it into you that even if you're a pastor like me, there's too many stuff out there.
Too many cameras.
Let it be motivation as well.
That's a good point.
I mean, I met somebody from a mega church in the U.S., and he said the funniest thing back then that still sticks with me today. He says one of the hardest things about being part of this mega church is they're everywhere, and it's hard to sin. And so I thought that would be a good
That's the reason why I stay in people's houses, not really hotels.
So you have accountability everywhere. I mean, I think that's the thought behind it. Not that you wish there's no one watching you, but the thing is, God is always watching us, and we're going to be held accountable. But it helps definitely to have people in your life, and that's what Jay Camp said. He said he has his brother, and he makes sure that all these things we just really have to guard ourselves. But in the end, it's all the grace of God. And that's what I'm thinking too. Like I've been at 28 years going against the flow before, going against the wrong flow and following the flow. And now I'm finally with the right flow and going against the right kind of, I don't know even.
The right kind of wrong flow. A lot of flow in there. But I actually understood what you meant.
Yeah, see?
So, I'm sure they did too.
And I wanted to ask you, God used you to write many good songs out there. Fill My Cup.
Oh, look at you.
That's something that, like I said, I was the guy who inputted the playlist. We would use these
Thanks for that.
Index cards. I would say Paul Colman, Fill My Cup, okay. And that would be in the playlist of, back then, that's how we did things at the radio station. And that's how your music was there. But then you got the other song, the one with the most, the one thing. There you go. That would be your number one song.
I sometimes say, because I usually sing it at the end of the show, and I say, "This is my most famous song." So if you've not heard this, you'll understand how difficult it's been for me.
I wanted to ask you who was Paul, but we're running out of time. Who was Paul before this beautiful chaos? Was it just chaos? Was it? You were telling me earlier that we come from the similar story from.
I've been thinking about this, and I think I might answer it 10 different ways. So this is today's answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because I've been thinking about it. Because someone said to me the other day, "You've really changed," and I said I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. Thank you. I didn't know what to say. So I said, I don't know what I said. I tried to be graceful, but then I went away and I was thinking, have I really changed, or am I just more of who I really am? I was thinking, the amazing thing, if you've never read the Bible, one of the amazing things about it I found is that you can read the same thing like 50 times, and every time there's something else hits you. So he's the living word, but he is in this book. Even this just speaks to me, And I was reading when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. And I read something and it just went poof, because it said when he came out, Jesus said to the people around him, "Take off his grave clothes and let him go." And I realized, because they wrapped people up, they wrapped them up like the Shroud of Turin. Mm-hmm. They wrapped them up. I'm imagining that when Jesus said, "Lazarus, come forth," he woke up, but all of his senses were covered. Couldn't smell, couldn't see, couldn't touch, couldn't taste, couldn't...
move.
Well, I don't even know what the fifth one is. Smell, I don't know. And so then when he takes his grave clothes off, and so I feel, when I think about it, I feel like I've been alive most of my life, but with grave clothes.
People have put grave clothes on
No,
you.
I put them on.
You put them on for you.
I put them on. I like them. So I take responsibility. But what's happened with me is that all of a sudden I start to see how I see you a little bit? I start to see people. And I'm like, and so I walk up to people and say, "What's your nationality background?" And my kids say, "You can't ask people that today." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can, because I love them and I want to know." But I started to see people, not as people that I could manipulate, but started to see people as the children of God. And then hugging, like all my friends, I hug them. I love to hug because my arms are free. And listening, my dad said to me before he passed away, he said, in a conversation, he said, "Something's different." I said, "What's that?" And he said, "I actually think you're listening to me rather than waiting to speak." That was because my grave clothes coming off my ears, and then my mouth. So what I mean is, I think what God does is he takes off your grave clothes. He has other people that help you. Mm-hmm. So am I different? Am I the same guy? I think I'm the same person that God made. Mm-hmm. But I think the difference in me these days is really that I have received God's love. I have let him bring me to life. Mm-hmm. because I got so sick of being dead. And I have been dead, bro. I've been dead. I've been in my grave clothes, stinking, rotting. My heart's been beating, but I have not really been living. And I hurt a lot of people. And during that time, I made some music, right? And somehow, through God's grace, God used that music. But he uses us no matter what. He'll do whatever he needs to do. A friend of mine from New Zealand said this at a church, and he said they never invited him back. He said in the scriptures, God used an ass to talk to people, and he can still use this ass. Sounds funny with Christians. We have a problem with those words, but gossip's fine. We'll move on. So I think for me, when you say, what's the difference? I think that for someone like me, I have a very big personality, and I wish I didn't. I spent my whole life trying to dumb it down and be smaller and quiet because I got so rejected by people. And the only place they wanted to hear from me was on stage. So that's where I built my identity. And so when my marriage fell apart, I really had to face why. And the truth is that I did not have God's love as operating as the main thing in my life. I was not prayerful. I was not godly. I was not a man of good character. I was a child with a gift. And so at that point, I said, okay, God, I'm going to get off my record label. I'm going to get rid of my manager. I'm going to get rid of my agent. I'm now living on my own, and I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. I have to travel around the world to make money. I've got all this stuff I've got to do. I'm broken. And I'm sorry that it took this. But God, I ask you to take over. I surrender. I surrender to you. And surrender is a process. And so I'm very happy to say that as I sit here, I don't need anything from you, Jordan or David. I don't need anything. I'm not singing for free tonight because I'm better guy than Jeremy Camp or Michael Tate or anybody. I'm not better than anyone. I'm me, and all I want to be is useful. I'm like Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of gifts that I've developed over a long career. I don't know who you are, but I will find you. And so I have those gifts, and now I'm just saying, okay, God, I want to be a good man. And if you want to use my gifts in people's lives, great. But I think more about being a dad and a father and a brother and a friend than I think about being a musician. And so it's not an honor to have me here. It's an honor for us to be together as brothers and as followers of Jesus. It is a mutual honor for us to be here and discuss these ideas. And I hope if you're listening, you realize, I hope you realize God loves you.
Yeah.
He loves you. He's not disappointed in you. I'm not a Calvinist. Sorry, I can't beat myself up. He's not disappointed in anything you've ever done. He might be sad when you make a bad decision because it breaks his heart, but he could never be disappointed in you. Could you ever be disappointed in your children no matter what they do?
Probably not.
No. So why would people think God could be disappointed in us? He can't be.
Yeah.
We're his kids.
That's right.
Now, he can be very sad and disappointed in a choice we make, and he realizes, listen, man, you got to pay the price for that. I hate that you have to pay the price for that, but you need to. But he's not, he loves us. And so I've been thinking about that over and over in the last 5 or 10 years, actually accepting his love, letting him love me. That's really all I've been thinking about. And so commercially, not thousands of people coming to see me play, not many hundred, not a big demand. And yet I am more content and more at peace than I've ever been in my whole life.
Wow, praise God. Well, that will do it for today. You asked me if you're going to talk a lot or not, but you did. And for people out there who say, I talk too much, I want to thank you because today on this episode, they're not going to say that. They're gonna, for the first time.
I have to say this. When I was in Germany last year, I was talking a bit at the show. I love Germans. They're so honest. Oh my gosh, I love them. Them and the Dutch, I love them. and I was talking at the show and I said, if you think I'm talking too much, just know this. Every 400 words you speak, you spend a calorie. I'm on a diet. And the guy at the back said, you better keep talking.
And so I'm I'm just happy that we were able to help you today lose also some calories.
Thank you, brother. I'm looking forward to the
we're
chicken.
hoping for you to be more healthy. And yeah, let me be the one to introduce you to Balut later on if I get to come over. And it's great to have you on the program.
Thank you, brother.
And summarize in wrapping up, because this is the first time I heard his story and all that. Let me teach you a Tagalog word or Tagalog words. You ready? 3 words. Mabuti
Mabuti
ang
Diyos.
Diyos. See, that's 3.
What's that?
God is good. So you have your first 3 Tagalog words right there.
Thank you,
that you
brother.
can use tonight. This is what I've done with John and all the other guys I met. They
You're
say
like
this on stage.
You're like a multi a multi friend, because you're a musician, you're a pastor, you're a podcaster, you're a driver, you're an interpreter, and you're the feeder of strange eggs.
Well, I hope that after this we get to hang out more and you discover more of that. But thank you for visiting, and
you,
we hope
brother.
to have you back.
God bless
and
you.
thank you for also singing us some songs that you shared earlier.
You're welcome.
And God bless you. We'll see you again.
Thank you, brother.
All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in. And yeah, I hope you guys were blessed as I am. And it's good to have a new friend, a new brother here with Paul. So that's it. My name is Jordan, reminding you only dead fish swim with the current. So like Paul, let's go.
Against the flow.
Only one thing doesn't change. Only one thing stays the same. All I know at the end of the day is your love remains, yeah. Only one thing doesn't change. Only one thing stays the same. All I know at the end of the day is your love remains. And the one thing I don't question is you really love